if you think of a cascading waterfall, it has to adhere to the rules or the laws of gravity. You can only reach a lower level to the extent that a higher level has been filled. And I think whoever coined the phrase cash flow waterfall was a very visual person or was in love with nature or something, but it really helps when we picture this to think about how things should be paid. The cash inflows, to the extent that they are sufficient to cover your operating expenses, debt service, and reserves. At that point is when you have what's commonly defined in the partnership agreement as net cash available for distribution. Once you exceed that part, then you can drop into the first trough. So that's the first concept here. And then that top pool, let's assume that evaporates. I don't know why that one evaporates, but the next one doesn't, but it does. So we look at the next year, and if we fill the first one, then we go to the second one, then go to the third one, etc. If in the next year we don't have enough to cover operating expenses, debt service, and reserves, then you can't make any payments out on any of the lower parts. So that's another principle. Another one here is, let's say we have a bucket. Now what's the problem? You can't fill a lower one prior to filling a higher one. And then a final concept here that I'd like to note is that a lot of these troughs that we're depicting represent fees that potentially you may have paid it off last year, but it continues to accrue each year. So look at this drop here. All right, it was covered here, but we always have to look back uphill if we're determining if we have cash, what to pay. And so scientifically, again, laws of gravity apply. You always have to start from the higher and fill everything. And then finally, that's where we get that breakout where we're talking about that 99 and 1 at the bottom here.